Rick Khan here, and if you're wanting the best Facebook ads targeting tutorial, then this video will be crucial to understanding targeting and algorithms right now and in the future, because I'm going to reveal what no one else is teaching for free about how you can leverage machine learning in a way that gets Facebook to put your ads in front of the best audiences for conversions. You see, this is going to be something you wouldn't expect, because no matter what you do with detailed or custom targeting or even the latest tricks or hacks, as platforms become more advanced with this AI, such as TikTok, they're being more about its AI discovery and creative. Facebook, they seem to be narrowing its targeting and they're focusing more on copy and creative, with its algorithms moving towards big changes. And let's face it, social is changing the way its content is being delivered. People's attention is being taken by short form content. They're doing more vertical style videos that's dopamine inducing and getting its users addicted to its platforms. And if you don't learn and understand how Facebook sets its rules for the algorithms to work, you're going to experience expensive CPMs, lower conversions, and your competition, they'll literally steal that attention away from your prospect. That's why also to mention, if you consider subscribing to this channel, I'll make sure to keep you informed so you can stay ahead of the latest advertising changes. So just before jumping into this, it's important that you understand about the Facebook machine learning, as it's part of what I'm going to reveal in this video. Because as time's gone on, Facebook has learned a lot about how to show ads to its users using its machine learning. Because that machine learning and Facebook, they virtually know everything about its users, from when you're bored and you're just nosing around on the feed to when you're ready to pull out your credit card and make a purchase. It understands and it learns who should be shown your ads and who shouldn't. So here's the thing. In order to get success with advertising on Facebook, it will only work well if you know how to feed the algorithm correctly, so that Facebook machine learning can then work most effectively. So no matter if your audience is business to consumer or business to business, all you need to know is how to give Facebook its signals. And that's exactly what I'm going to show you. It's real steps that you can do so that when you run your ads, Facebook can put your ads in front of the highest converting audience for you to target. So with that said, how do you do all this? Well, it's through understanding how to use inputs that signal Facebook's machine learning to help feed the algorithm. This will help machine learning to target their audiences to get you the best results, because at the end of the day, the better the results you get, the more you'll spend as an advertiser, which is the goal for Facebook. So with that said, let's get into each input that you should focus on doing to get the best results, which starts with broad interest targeting. Now, as targeting seems to be narrowing down more and more, broad interests and unrestricting the algorithm seems to be the way to go. Now, I'm not going to say that specific small interests are completely dead, where I do have a full video talking more about this, but broad targeting is something you should be doing if you're not already. Now, broad interest targeting is different from open targeting, as I do know a few people do get confused with this. So open targeting is when you leave the detailed targeting wide open with nothing there. And broad interest targeting is when you use an interest which is broad, such as golf, yoga, bikes, fishing, social media, and so on. And when you select this, you're essentially relying on Facebook's delivery system to find and show people your ad. Now, what's really good about doing this as well is that it unrestricts machine learning. And at the same time, you give it a simple foundation to work from. But what you can also do, since you're letting Facebook search such large audiences, is that when you let your ads run for a time, you can look into audience insights for more details about your demographics, so you can better understand the age groups, the location and gender. That's saying if you don't have any data or you don't have enough data. It's just so that you can start putting this into the targeting later on. The next is to leave placements on automatic. Now, in the past, I always used to use manual placements, and then I selected the different placements depending on my goals. However, over the years, Facebook is a lot more advanced, and you trying to tell it what to do isn't the same anymore. So basically, you should at least try, if you haven't already, to give the control to Facebook. Let them determine where to place your ad, as what this will do is allow their delivery system to try to make the most of your budget, and they'll increase the ad exposure. And here's the thing, giving Facebook more options allows them to determine where your ad should be placed and where most of your ad budget should go to. And since you're unrestricting its machine learning, the price of your impressions will be lower than if you try to tell Facebook where to place the ad. And if you think about it for a minute, Facebook's end goal is to give their users the best experience so people stay on their platform. And when they do this, they can then put ads that make people buy so they profit from it. And they're not going to waste your ad spend by putting your ads in the wrong location. So when you get the best results with their automatic placements, they'll only show your ads where you and Facebook profit the most, essentially giving you, your audience and themselves the best return. But with that said, the next input you give Facebook will make the biggest difference, which is to next get your ad relevance to average or above average across each ranking. What this will do is help you to get the machine learning to work most effectively, because you're essentially getting your message to match your audience. The ad relevance ranking is Facebook's way of feeding back to you how well your ads are performing with its audiences and also against the competition. Now, it's very hard for me to give you exactly what you need to do here without looking at your ads, where if you want me to personally take a look at your ads and work with you one-to-one to increase your results, you can book a free appointment with me below. But let's go quickly through each ranking, and I'll give you a quick tip to get them to perform better, where if you have a quality ranking below average, you want to start to improve the quality of your creative first. Now, this is the easiest option to do by simply changing up the creative and then monitoring the results. Well, let's say after some changes and you're still getting the same result, then you want to try changing the ad copy and the angle. Because an example of what you may need changing is that your audience may find that your ad was, let's say, over hypey, and you need to tone the language down, as the ad may have had some negative views. Or if you tried changing the angle and you still didn't work, then it could just mean you may need to change the audience targeting altogether. So what you would do, try a different broad interest, which could be the solution to match your message with the audience. But then moving on, if your engagement ranking is below average, then you want to improve the relevance of your ad by making it more engaging, such as making it interesting and unique. Look for ways to get your prospects' attention and get them to read your copy or watch a video. Also, you want to get them to interact with your ads, such as getting likes, shares, and comments. Don't say this directly, but you could just ask a question within your ad to get a response, for example. And then finally, if you're getting a below average conversion rate ranking, then you want to focus on tweaking your call to action on your ad, and even changing the pre-frame that drives your prospects to click on your landing page. But again, if this doesn't work, then you want to focus on the post-click experience on the actual landing page itself. Maybe the headline needs testing with something new, or the offer on the landing page isn't working. But again, it's very difficult for me to say without looking. So ultimately, do a few tests yourself to get at least average or above average on your ranking. And I guarantee you'll get the algorithm working very effectively once you do this. But with that said, leading with copy, another input to add is inputting keywords within your ad and even on your landing page message. Now, obviously you should always follow on to the promise of your ad, but in order to communicate your message and audience with Facebook's machine learning, a rule that I have is to have keywords that match the message that you're articulating with your audience. So for example, if you're targeting dog owners in detailed targeting, you would want to add words such as dog owning can be stressful, or another example could be most dog owners find that training their dogs with leads is ineffective. And even on the landing page, what people go to, follow up with matching keywords, because Facebook will take these keywords and they'll go looking for an audience who are dog owners, or are most like the audience that you're trying to target. And here's the good thing about this. Facebook has so much data that some would say is scary, but they know who to put your ads in front of. But when you combine this with the next input, you'll create a very powerful combination, which is creating scroll stopping creative. Now, creative is something that's shaping the way we advertise, and it's becoming the most integral part of what you should focus on as an advertiser. Now, with other platforms such as TikTok, they use their AI in a different way, in which I believe is more advanced, where they personalize and have a recommendation system that determines what videos appear to its users. But with the way it works with Facebook machine learning is to create creative that slows down or stops your perfect audience from scrolling past, because the machine learning, it monitors the action of the scroll, and when you stop the right audience, it picks this up and it starts to learn about those users that's interested in what you're showing, as opposed to those who just scroll past your creative, because the Facebook algorithm will determine them as people who they should bother with and who they shouldn't bother with. So the key to creative on Facebook is to create your creative in a way that visually represents your hook to your perfect audience. And a good way to do this is the before and after pictures. So an example of this is, let's say, fishing bait. Something like this will attract those who are interested in fishing, as opposed to someone who has zero interest in this topic. And creative like this will also gather your best audience and help Facebook know exactly who they should target. But once you get this down, the next is something that will not only get you converting to your audience, but also make conversions very easy with the right audience, even if you have a lot of competition around you, or no matter where you advertise. Because if you think about the goal for Facebook with its users, it's to keep them on for as long as possible to consume content. And the last thing they want to do is bore people so that they leave. So this, what I'm about to reveal, is so important that gives reasons for the algorithm to serve your ads more than your competitors' ads, which is to serve your ads in a way that's unique and different to your competitors. Basically, serve them in a blue ocean. You want to avoid at all costs to directly compete, but instead create hooks and angles that's different to what the audience has ever seen or heard before. And when you do this, you'll be completely open with Facebook serving your ads to the audience in detailed targeting. And here's the thing, when you become unique and different from your competitors, you're no longer really in a bidding war for the best ads, since you're different. And perhaps best of all, even if your copy or creative isn't the best, you have something that no one else is talking about, which will give you the advantage of getting more clicks and more conversions for your money. But saying that, once you get all these inputs down and you start leveraging the machine learning, then in detailed targeting, you can directly put one of the top interests for you to target when you know how to find your competitors' interests and audiences right here. And I would really appreciate if you let me know if this video was useful by leaving me a thumbs up. And I'm here for you to succeed with advertising and getting you to start cashing in. So let me know your #1 problem and I'll do my best to help you out. And until then, I'll see you in the next video.